Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Johanna. Welcome, welcome, welcome. uh, and welcome, everybody. I know I didn't advertise this one way in advance. I actually finished up my free readings and etc. probably about 20 minutes ago. And so the advertisement didn't go out till just a few minutes ago. So we might have a light session this evening, which is all right, but welcome and good to see you. And let's start by sending some love out to the world as per usual. But you know, let's get my desktop set up here. I'm all running, running, running. So let's calm down. Calm down, bruddaZEN. Let me just shrink this down a little bit. There we go. And change that to live. All right. Oops, let me get rid of all this stuff down here. All right. And we are live. All right. So that's what we needed there. Okay, let's get into it. So let's send some love out to the world as per usual. I'm just going to take a big deep breath and slow down, come back to right here, right now, letting all the outside world just fall away. As we hit the singing bowl, we just let that love flow down into us, fill us up, and flow out to the world. I'm kind of doing a hedge. I'm going to be doing a world hedge here in a little while, but it's sending love and circling and just pushing out all the lower vibrational things that don't want to convert to higher vibrational. I kind of just feel like we're sending some of that kind of energy out today. So let's do that. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. Let it continue to sing back there. All righty. So before we jump in to the readings, I just want to share a couple quick things here with my mouse. Here we go. So a new podcast, of course, came out on Sunday, episode 9. Can you believe we've done 9 already? And Drama and Words was the name of this one. So here's the link to that. Of course, it's a podcast from chaos to cozy. It's all about our journey here. And if you're wanting to know, I'm also putting out a new, I guess it's kind of a series, but it's going to be called Astrological Zenergy, where I'm going to be talking about the astrological energies that our spirits wanting to point out and how we can make the most of those energies to make them more zen instead of, getting hit by a giant energetic tsunami. We can take those and ride them, like surf on them, right? So I like that. Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying that. And then, of course, I also put out the eclipse alert, which I actually put it under that same. I think I threw that under the same playlist because it talks about eclipses and how we can make the most of those, even though the solar eclipse was on Monday. It'll be impacting us 4 to 6 weeks after that, so it can still impact us, and that talks about more of those as well. What? You don't like the From Chaos to Cozy? I'm just kidding, Johanna. I like the series, The Zenergy, not the other one. I'm just kidding. I'm in a feisty mood, what can I say? Alright. And then, of course, we put out a pick a card this week for Taurus season, which actually starts next week, but, there's something else going on that we are putting out the video on Wednesday. But I think it's the full moon. Maybe it's the full moon. But so happy birthday early for all you Taurus sun babies. So pick a card for all of us for the Taurus season, but there's also a 3 month birthday reading for all of the Taurus sun babies. So, and then I think that's those things. Those are the main things I was going to mention there. Monday, we will be rolling out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign. I was looking at the playlist because I went and added the playlist, but it's like I think it was June of last year was the last monthlies I did because I was refocusing my energy and balancing things out. And as I joke in the video, but I decided to go out of balance again. But no, it's not really. But it's I do a little astrological energy monthly forecast just overall for the important things, and then I go into actual card reading for everyone too. So I'm excited for those to roll out. Those will come out on Monday, Monday, Monday. So enjoy those two. All right. Well, we got everyone coming in here. Thank you guys so much. Good to see you. And yeah, let's get started. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. Like I said, obviously we have got great groups of people here with huge hearts, great senses of humor, and so welcome. How the readings work, I do go down in order, first come, first serve for the free readings. And if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange, step out of the free readings, prioritizing them and diving deeper, pulling more cards for those too. And then of course we return back and to the free readings and move down the list as we do those. So that is how it works. I do have some donations, so we'll jump in right away and do those. I'm going to continue to use the round tarot, which are these beautiful deck here. If in case you guys are interested in those, you know what they look like. All right. So, Johanna, thank you so much for your donation. And let's give that some love and a like here. And you want to know, how does your new friend S feel about you? You feel like I'm a fan of hers. Is she a fan of you? Uh-oh. If she's not, it might change tonight. You're like, I'm no longer a fan. I'm just kidding. All right. So let's take a look here. All right, yeah. It looks really good here. It's you definitely come across as a strong individual. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Emperor card here. So they do see you as an I won't say an authority figure. It's like wow, but that's the kind of energy. Just you command you have a commanding presence. We'll put it that way. They do feel like it's equal giving and receiving here. So we do see that. Um, we they do see you as someone who is true to their authentic self here, which they really like that too. So I like that. Um, just great energies there. Even the Four of Pentacles, which is, someone who feels like safe, right? Right? Well, mirrors, mirrors, right? But the Four of Pentacles is like feeling at home, you know, with someone, and where even our inner child feels safe and you know, um just feel safe, I do feel like both of you have this in common, where you really have been facing your fears, facing letting go of the thoughts and beliefs that don't serve, and then also the Eight of Cups, leaving behind the emotions that don't serve. And I feel like you guys have purged some friendships and relationships recently, and I feel like you both have done this. You both are just in this place of really stepping into your power, right? And and I feel like this is a great commonality. I just feel like you're a great support for one another. And I do feel like mirror, mirror, like what you think you see in them, they also see in you, but you both recognize it within yourselves too, which I like. So very, very, nice energies there. And on the bottom of the deck, you have that Ace of Swords too underneath the Emperor, which does represent, seeing things from a different perspective. Yeah, right. Yeah, I definitely can see that there would be some, you know, past life probably energies that's there as well. But I feel like with this Ace of Swords, that you guys are learning about seeing things from different perspectives and validating and reinforcing like the journey that you both have been on. Um, but I just feel like you guys are learning a lot about, oh, that's an interesting perspective, and just really open, just, no defensiveness, no competition, no, uh, I don't know, just it just feels like you're looking in a mirror, and of course, who doesn't go, hey, I mean, well, actually, before we do our inner inner work, we look at a mirror and go, bah! But when we, you know, learn to have self-love, when we look in the mirror, we're like, I love you. So there is this great bond there, and I can see that it is mutual. So fans of each other for sure. Like two peas in a pod, like those two emoticons you did. Laughing, laughing, laughing. Um, but I like that for you. Yeah, so very positive, Johanna. Boom, boom, shakalaka. And that is what they have for you. So thank you for the donation. Enjoy your friendship. I really like that. Yeah. Yeehaw. All right. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And then Jeep, you are up. Thank you so much for your triple donations here. You're very welcome, Johanna. Um, and then Love 1 2 3 4. I do see yours came in here too. I did get to yours in the last session. I hope you were able to find that. I literally finished like 15 20 minutes before this session started, so I didn't get to go find the timestamp. But if you look in the description box, not description box, the the pinned comment, you'll see in because I did all the donations first that I didn't get to, and you can see like you're 1 2 3 4 5 6, sixth or seventh or something on there. Then you can just, you know, leap forward to where you're like, okay, who is this? Okay, so you can find it a little, okay, good. You can find it a little faster. All right, Jeep. So you are up. Thanks for the multiples. So let's give the first one some love and a like there. And you want an update on the vacation reading. All right. This is the one to Italy, is it? Why? Are you guys You guys gonna zip over to France? I don't know. Why do I hear France? Wow. It feels like it's going to come out of nowhere here with the Knight of Wands. It's gonna fly by, you know, before you know it, you're gonna like, was I on vacation? Yeah, right? It's feel like there's a lot of, it does feel very much excitement, with the Knight of Wands. Yeah. And and the Eight of Wands, a lot of energy, getting very excited. Um, yeah, and we got the Capricorn here. So, I think we talked about this, before when we were saying this is going to be a very um, a lot of wisdom, a lot of understanding, and the I just feel like this is a reiteration, kind of just letting go of the thoughts, the beliefs, the expectations, allowing it to be, just a journey, allow it to be an adventure without a lot of control over everyone else, right? It's just about breaking chains, breaking old ways of thinking, allowing flexibility in what's supposed to, should, need to, have to, must unfold, right? So I like that coming in. There's a lot of excitement. And, just know that everyone that's going, everyone has their own sets of expectations, right? And people are going to be disappointed. There's going to be people that get upset. Um, and that's okay. You don't have to fix any of it. You just can focus on your relationship with each individual, but everyone else's, they're on their own. I like that. Yeah. So I like this. We got the Knight of Cups, so movement of emotion, questing for love, and the Nine of Pentacles is good. The Nine of Pentacles, is about having alone time with spirit, getting away from everything. So, with the vacation, I know if you guys are all on top of each other, someone used to say, spending time with family and relatives is like fish. After 3 days, it starts to stink. So it's like giving yourself some away time, even if it's sitting out on a balcony and giving yourself some recharge time, is good for you for this adventure as well. But you got the Knight of Cups is a good omen of movement of emotion, movement of love. So I feel like there's going to be some good touching moments of some heartfelt conversations, which I like. And it's about, you know, um, even if you have individual time with different children at different places or whatever, just telling them one thing that you love about them and that you love them, but really sincerely focusing on something beautiful for each one. I feel like it's gonna be important for them. Yeah, 2 kids, yeah. So I like that. Yeah. Yeah, and we've got the, balance is important as you're going. If everyone overtaxes themselves, everyone gets grumpy. But you've got joy, celebration, gathering, very positive, and the Page of Swords too, which is about, seeing things from different perspectives, and I like this. That's why I feel like it's a very um, awakening vacation because I feel like you're in a different place than you've ever been before. I feel like they're gonna notice that too. You know, um, you know, this was on the bottom of the deck under the Knight of Wands, which is, normally there would be um conflict, right? But I feel like in this one, it's this new adventure, right? You definitely are seeing yourself differently. You're seeing the world differently. You're seeing what's the most important differently, which the answer to every question is unconditional love, right? And just, what are we so worried about? What are we fearing, right? And uh, instead of focusing on who someone's not being, then we just focus on who someone is. And if we feel something rising up within us, go, this is mine, this is my trigger, breathe through it, right? And then try to respond with love as much as we can. I just feel it's like going to be such a different vacation than you've had before. So I do like that for you. So that's what they have right now. So I like it. It feels like there's nothing, no warnings of any kind besides just the be aware of, what's bubbling up within you and realize that's yours, right? So I like it. Yeah, I'm excited to hear about it when you come back. Or while you're there, if you're tuning in. No, I was kidding. You better not tune in when you're on vacation. Unless you have downtime and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to bruddaZEN. Too funny. All right. So thank you for that one. And let's give love and a like to your second donation here. And you want to know update on investments. All right, let's take a look here. How are investments doing? All right, all of those, sure. All right. So what are all these about? All right. Well, those look good. All right. So, I like starting off with the Queen of Pentacles because that's birth and harvest, which we do like, right? And then, temperance, of course, it it takes time, but things turn into gold, right? That's what the temperance is about, going back and forth between the two cups. So be patient with the abundance coming in because it is building and it will build. Of course, disclaimer, no financial advisor, tarot entertainment as per usual. See the description box of the video for clarity. But you got the star card which is dreams come true, right? And then the Ace of Swords, which is about higher knowledge and higher awareness too, coming in here. So it does feel like just give it the time, and it will, unfold in a, you know, in its time here. But with Harvest, with Queen of Pentacles, very, very beautiful there. Right? You're like, come on. But it's about patience and gratitude for what growth is there, right? We've been talking all about the Two of Wands energy. It's like, okay, so I can hope and want abundance in something, but then that just means I enjoy wanting it. But when we start to really picture it and thank the creator for what abundance has come, what has been growing on it, then that tells the universe I enjoy the growth of my, and then more comes, right? So it's like just being aware of your energy around it is always important too, right? And they also have here's yeah, that would be the power of emotional choice and looking at our allowing our fears to step away from it, because that's one of the choices. If we focus on our fears, then it's bound and restricted and trapped. But when we instead focus our emotional choices on the higher vibration, that's what brings in those energies. So it looks good. I like the Queen of Pentacles, star card, two great indicators there. All right. And then you do have the Three of Pentacles on the bottom, which is about creativity and being true to your authentic self. So I feel like if you're getting a lot of people who are not financial advisors telling you, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that, oh, you should. Trust you with all of that. Go, thank you for your advice, and then sit with it, but do be true to you, I feel is important. All right. And then thank you for your third donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And update on your creativity that TikTok included. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. So TikTok creativity, which and even before reading your your question, you got the three of pentacles, which is, stay true to the authentic you. Uh, so I like that. That kind of rolls over into this reading. Not kind of, it does. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. And then, yeah. So, we have the 9 of Wands on the bottom and then also the Ace of Pentacles. And so when it comes to like abundance and you know, monetary things regarding this, the 9 of Wands, can represent an energetic block. And so it's important, and we've talked about the fear of disappointment, the three of swords is the expectations equal disappointment, and we have the hermit card too, which is allowing yourself to connect with spirit for the creativity. Three being a number of creativity. When we when we when we don't, it's like when we kill the heart, when we do things from the brain, we're piercing the heart. The heart is like, "Oh, that's so painful," because it wants to create. It just wants to express itself, and we talked to that about, the, if we let the brain take over and go, "Well, this is what people would like," and blah, 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 blah. It's more do what you love and express that, because if we're trying to be something we're not, that's where that being true to your authentic self, comes in there. And yeah, sharing a lot of videos from Italy, sharing experiences and journeys, in there. I like that. um you have the you know you have the four of wands, which is joy and celebration. You have the wheel of fortune, which is very fortunate because it tells us everything that unfolds does unfold for us. And even our human is on board. Sometimes our human is like, "How is that for me?" But in this case, with the Wheel of Fortune card, it says that even our human is on board, going, "Yes, this is for me. I get it," and I like that. You have another three here, which the three of wands is about. With new information, new experiences, you change paths, you change directions, you change choices, and that's great. I feel like it'll be creativity. If it stays stagnant, it becomes non-art, right? But with change and open-mindedness and flexibility and willingness to follow your heart, allows you to feel that expressiveness. We're all mini creators. We love to create, even doing the little, whatever those are, the little designs of, for the videos. I change them up every month because I like expressing the creativity and doing things a little differently and changing it up. So I like that, for you there. So I do like that. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I would say so with these three cards, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. All of this is joy, celebration, but definitely with whoops, these two here, because this can be celebrating and whoops gatherings and everything too. But I feel like definitely with these two, that you will eventually make money from it. Just it's following your heart, and and just sharing, and it's money not being the reason, but sharing your heart being the reason. That's what will bring in the money. It's funny how that works, but it is. It's like when we try to do something when the proposed outcome, oh, I think I have it written down somewhere. When the proposed outcome, let me grab something here. I have it in my book. It was from Eckhart. Yeah, Eckhart Tolle. You are present when what you are doing is not primarily a means to an end, money, prestige, or winning, but fulfilling in itself when there is joy and aliveness in what you do. I love that. Yeah, right. It's just it's just the core of it. It's like, yeah, when that's the intent, when that's the mean, it's not a means to an end, it's the beginning, right? So I like that. Yeah, but it seems very positive. So I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So that is what they have for you regarding that. So thank you again for your multiple donations. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So you are very welcome. All right, love 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for your donation on the PayPal. And let's see what we have here. So, the Cancer Man, the Cancer Man can, and I hear that every single time. The Candyman song. So let's take a look here. Uh, energy and feelings towards you. He mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. So let's take a look and see their energy, feelings, and making movement towards you here. All right. Yeah, their energy and feelings towards you, of course, we get the Queen of Wands a lot for you. So they do see you as this passionate person and this intuitive person and very strong person, with this energy um, that they have with that here. This Three of Cups, and just, there's this three person, do they think you have a multiple personality? I don't know. No, the Three of Cups is like this energy of, I don't know why it's a third party situation here. Let me get some clarity on that here. I feel like, okay, yeah, it does feel like you were told it was work. Um, oh, yeah, I feel like it's like they're always in competition, you know, like, like they feel like there's always a third party involved, like you're looking for someone else, like, and this can do with um their own pain and their own, you know, past experiences, like they feel like they would only be a placeholder, like you'll do for now. And I feel like they've had that a lot, like they've always felt like they were second best in growing up and everywhere. They just felt like they were always playing, what they say, playing second fiddle or second chair, never the main one. And they have this energy here that is there. And even with the High Priestess card, there's this energy here of um, hidden and unknown things, like um, you don't tell the truth, you keep things hidden, you don't share things. And this goes back to their mistrust of women, I feel. but that's where all this comes down to is, mistrust and feeling second best and, being lied to and being, chosen last, or not chosen at all, or chosen and then someone else is chosen in their place instead. A lot of third party situations. But I feel like they feel like, well, if I feel like I'm not important, and that doesn't mean that it's anything you're doing, um, with that here. So, there's this, those feelings of things that have happened in their past, right? So, oh yeah, I can definitely go into there yet. No, Danielle, I haven't started the free readings yet. I'm on my last of my donations so far, and then I'll be headed into the free readings here in a bit. So I do feel like there's a lot of that. This goes back to like their childhood though, and that, and this is why they take so much time with the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight, right? And the heartache, the pain, the disappointment. They just it's been repeated so much in their life and echoed so much in their life that I just feel like, they do have this way, way out of balance energy. We always talk about the Six of Pentacles, that codependency awareness card where they feel they have to overgive and they get very little back. And so their inner child has these beliefs that, no, you don't deserve that. So they kind of self-sabotage relationships at this point because they've had so much reinforced that they kind of, yeah, they put an end to things, with the death card, um, quite a bit, especially if they feel like, oh, here, I see the signs. I'm going to get dumped again. I'm going to dump first. I'm not going to live that over and over again. And so they kind of leap and step forward and look at that. Um, being Cancer sign, of course, they've got huge hearts. They've got this nurturingness that's in them, but huge hearts get the most pain too. They feel emotion so big and so deeply, but they also feel the pain so big and so deeply, that's going there. I do feel like they're on this journey of self-awareness. We've got the Hierophant, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Cups. So they're looking, and their higher self is drawing them in to try to see things from a different perspective. Ace of Cups is self-love, Page of Wands, stepping into their own power, realizing their energy. So I feel like that all of this is coming to a culmination where, they can't keep living the way they are because I feel like it's dawning on them that they're self-sabotaging so many things, but, you know, I just feel like they are ready for counseling. They're ready to get into those things and really, understand, what's at the core of all this stuff. Um, let me see. I'm gonna use a different deck here about, movement towards you. I just feel like they're gonna be involved in their little self stuff. Yeah. The Magician, they definitely are on this, inner adventure, trying to figure things out. Yeah. And the Page of Swords, all this newness, seeing things from a different perspective. They've got to take it into their own hands first. They've got to change all of these mindsets and see things differently before they're able to do it. Yeah. Because the Lovers card that they have here, they definitely have to transform that. Yeah. Because they got the Devil card along with that, which is all about, looking at their thoughts and their beliefs and their mindsets around love and around that before they would be able to move forward because they just feel like it's going to be the same old, same old. Yeah, even on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, got the Hierophant again. About the being called higher to look into who they really are, the capital T truths, which makes them have to leave behind the old ways of looking at things, ending the old cycles and beginning a new adventure that's free from all that stuff that's comes in there. So I don't see him moving towards you here, but that's all right because you know what? When I was saying, "Oh, you'll do for now," that would be you know, with what Spirit's been talking to you about, right? You're not gonna have time for relationships when you go to medical school, not medical, um, legal school, law school, right? And it's like you'll do for now until I start school. Then I'm not gonna be able to hang around you a whole lot, and that will just be like a self-fulfilling, you know, not just sticking them, but turning it up and then upward too. So, yeah. 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 So you get it. All right, my dear. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Thank you for your additional donation. I appreciate that. All right. All right. So, Johanna, thank you so much for your additional donation. Let's give that some love and a like there. So, you've been seeing Leon's name again everywhere on cars, at the end of movies, on wine bottles. What's up with that now? Sounds like you're partying too much. You're, you need to stay home. Just kidding. Wine and movies and driving around. Hope you're not doing all at the same time. No drinking and driving. Let's take a look here. So, what does Spirit want you to know? I'm glad you have a great sense of humor. All right. All at the same time, of course. All right. Yeah, what is this mysteriousness happening here? What do we have unfolding, unfolding, unfolding? All right. The bottom of the deck, you do have moon energy coming in here. So some unseen things being revealed here. And let's take a look here and see what there's a lot of wands energy here. So you have the 10 of wands and the 2 of wands that are here. And also, in the midst of all that, you got the 8 of wands, the Knight of wands, but the World card in the middle between all of this, right? So there's all this, you know, it's like the world is surrounded by, you know, a great amount of energy. I mean, you're talking about the Knight of Wands, which is the fastest moving knight out of all, a very passionate person. I usually say it's like a little horny Chihuahua dog running around, humping everyone's legs, but it's a lot of energy. Chihuahuas in general. Oh my gosh, just you're at a 2000, you need to bring it down to a 5. And this 8 of wands and 10 of wands tells me that too. Um, but I do feel like there's this ending of a cycle and a beginning of a, new awareness that's coming in here. So I feel here, with the moon card, underneath the moon card too, we've got the devil card coming in. So there's going to be some shaking and some rattling of some old beliefs that come about through all of this. And I feel like there is some, you know, uh I don't know, just some beliefs or some of your worth that is influenced by Leon, because you've got the Knight of Swords, pursuit of seeing things from a higher truth, the Six of Pentacles, which is my codependency awareness card, and I don't know if this just if Leon, if there's something about them, and it's reminding me of this Capricorn energy. Because I knew a Capricorn that I don't know what it was. There was just like this draw that it's like it was almost animalistic, where you just and and it wasn't the healthiest of things, but it's almost like you couldn't like you couldn't resist it. It was just like being under a spell in almost a way. So I feel like, that this is coming up for you to look at and to understand and get to the root of what does it mean? What is all this attraction? I mean, and when I saw this, I'm just like, yep, you know, wow, howling at the moon, turning hairy and growing fangs. What's happening here? And but it's that's what spirit will do. That's what our soul will do. That's what our spiritual posse will do is they'll start bringing things in the outside world for us to see. They'll bring it into our subconscious and then they'll bring up, okay, here's what we want to look at. They don't often like to surprise us and just throw things on us and freak us out. They like to kind of just bring it into our peripherals where we start to go, what's happening here? And then in our dreams, we're like, what's happening here? And then here it comes from the moon, right? Blah, 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 to the surface. And then it's like, okay. And the thing that I learned during the, the that period of time was what does that mean? What is this where does this come from, right? It felt, energetic, but it also I knew that it had to do with it's like when you crave sugar, your body's actually craving something else. And it's like, well, I'm craving that. Why am I what's really going on below the surface, right? And then we find out, oh, okay, you know, there's these beliefs and, you know, yeah, what's your body craving? Uh-huh. And it's like, oh, okay, you just learn that it's affection, even though it was, very physical, something inside was I'm wanted, I'm desired. And it's like, oh, and when that came to the surface and it was brought forward, then it was like, wow, the oof went away, you know. It's like, yeah, it's like the howling moon, right? The moon set. And it was like, oh. So some great understanding of where this comes from. What's the draw? You know, what was before was so, just it was, you know, didn't see him for a few months and then went out for coffee with them. And I was just like, it's gone. Damn it. Like your human side, it's like, damn it. It liked the drama. It liked the howling at the moon and it liked all that. But then it was just like, zip bean. It was dead. Yeah. Oh, right? Hissing and attacking, right? So hopefully that helps. But that's what's going on. That's what they're showing here. So that makes sense of why they're bringing it out there because it was scary, right? So they're bringing it out there first, and then they'll bring it in like a dream. You'll have some weird, bizarre dreams, and it'll be like it's processing emotion, allowing you to see things, allowing you to experience things. And hopefully it won't turn into one of those dreams. Just kidding. But a bunch. But you know, yeah, right. Yay. But then, it becomes comfortable to be able to go, "Oh, okay, I see how it is." And you know, especially if you've had inklings of it with other people too, you know, that so it's being able to identify it and go, "Oh, this is about my inner child's desire to be desired instead of rejected or not chosen," right? So there's, that stuff below the surface, and when it gets reinforced, when both, you know, when they pursue, sometimes, it's like a gazelle being chased by a lion goes, "I'm wanted." You are. Yump, yump, yump. But, anyway, so that's what's coming in, Johanna. We'll leave it there. So many blessings to you. I know, fun stuff. All right. Thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that, my dear. All right. And love 1234. We have your additional donation. So thank you so much for that. All right. Last question. Last question on this. All right. Sure. Let's take a look here. Okay. So question one. Okay. All right. So what those are here. And all right. Question number two. All right. Let's kind of build on one another. All right. Let's take a look here. Question one. Possibilities, there's 5 cards, this one's smack in the middle. So, this one shows itself again, right? Their fear of heartbreak is so huge. Now, on one side, 2 of the cards that are underneath it are the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, Ace of Cups, finding their self-love, nurturing themselves. If they do that, um that's what has to happen. You know what I'm trying to say. 7 of Cups, because they have a lot of emotional confusion that, comes with Cancer signs, all water moons, water signs, that they're like, "Oh my god, we're just used to floods of, emotional experiences." But, they do have to balance out here with the Justice card their their fears and thoughts and beliefs, right? Because it's way out of balance and it has to come into balance before they would be able to do that. Based on current energy, with this being in the center, I would say no, because I don't, it just feels like there's so much that would need to happen for them to be able to do that. Um, but let's take a look at those other cards here. It feels here, you got 4 cards for that, and, You've got the King of Wands, and which is passion. So when we if we talk about feelings, I don't see, the cups I have here is that they're walking away from emotions that don't serve them anymore, and that's what I feel they're walking away. They have the passion and attraction. They have thinking, on thoughts, but it's like they're, again with the, anything with emotion, they're like and that kind of takes place with that. And then we also had the 3 of Wands, which is a change of direction, moving in a different direction. So, based on current energies, I don't see, that they, um, you know, are capable of giving you something that they don't have for themselves, and they have a lot of internal things to look at, but it's almost like a I don't, this is so, your uh, spirit guides are funny, just the way they show things, because they're showing me a goldfish swimming around in toxic water. Goldfishes are very hardy. They can survive. They can even live in sewage, if you can believe that. But they're very hardy animals, very hardy fish. And it's like if they're like, well, I can live in this, so why do I want to, take the chance at, you know, going into new waters if I'm comfortable and familiar with these. I don't feel like they have a whole lot of motivation yet to look into things and to change, if that makes sense. So, you know, yeah. And the bottom of the deck, they're like, sometimes the pain we know we becomes a part of us, and we even give it a name and make it our, a pet or a household family member. And it's like, who would I be without my pain? And my pain and suffering, right? So I feel like they're very attached to it. So it's all right. It's okay. You don't have time anyway. You're going to be too busy. Going to be too busy. And then you're going to have guest spots on Law and Order. And, you know, I'm just kidding. Or maybe not. I don't know. I didn't ask. But so that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for the donation there. All right. Excuse me. You'll know all the lawyer lingo. Hey, Brenda. Thank you so much for the hot dog. How do you know I'm hungry? My stomach's not been growling yet. And thank you for your donation too. As soon as I see your question, I will jump down to it here. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. You're hungry too? All right. All right. So for love for you from now until tomorrow midnight. Tomorrow midnight. I like it. All right, Cinderella, we'll take a look here. When the clock strikes 12, the reading runs out tomorrow night. So what's coming in here till tomorrow night? Love. Nope, not those. They want these. All right. All right. Just take a look at all these cards here. All right. So the underlying energy on the bottom of the deck we have is the 5 of Pentacles, right? You're being wise, just being wise. So he responded earlier, but you didn't do nothing more after his reply. Yeah. And that makes sense. That's those feelings of abandonment, being left out in the cold, and the kind of energy that we said that they experience, right? So, I feel like from them specifically, yeah, I just feel like, there's this snowstorm going on over there. It's mighty cold over in that section. You have the Seven of Pentacles, so I don't feel like there's a lot of movement with love from other sources. I just feel like this is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. When we get those types of pause and slowing energies, that always gives us the opportunity to look at what's going on inside of us, right? And you got three little sets of cards. One is the King of Swords, who is, of course, the master of thought and belief and able to give us clearer pictures here. With the Three of Pentacles, this is about giving you a clearer picture of how you see your authentic self and being true to the authentic you, which means like we stop trying to be who we think other people think we should be. It's all here. We're thinking, well, they must want me to be this way, so I'm going to be this way. Or the world has these supposed to's and shoulds, whatever. And well, that's what I should and do and blah, blah, blah. But it's like we get out of our heads and get out of those, thinking. It allows us to see clarity in our life. And, like we were talking about earlier about not falling in love with, who someone could be, but trusting people showing us who they are right now and going, "You know what? If this is as good as it gets, is it good enough?" Right? We're like, "Oh my gosh," right? So there is the death and the rebirth card, which is putting an end to the old ways of thinking, stepping out of our head and into our heart with the Two of Swords, and the Seven of Wands, being true to your authentic self, is reflected here in a way because they're up on a hill. It's like the sun, not asking permission to shine or not dimming their light either, but, being true to, who they are and saying, I am who I am. And if that's not what you prefer, bye, I am fine. I don't need, the validation or acceptance, from anyone. I am who I am, and the clarity that comes in here. And this is a time for you to kind of look into all that too. About what does the Ten of Pentacles look like for you? What does a life fulfilled in the outside world look like? And yeah, self-love, exactly. And what is what is from that what I've been taught, and what is it that I want, right? Because the Four of Swords is peace of mind, but it also has all these expectations here. There we go on the wall over here, and they're sleeping on the you can kind of see it here, the Ace of Swords here, which is about, clarity coming in, clearing away of the clog of all the supposed tos. And then the Ten of Pentacles is, of course, represents relationships and heritage and the dogs and the kids and the palace and all the money and, security and all that. And it's like, what does all this mean? And, you know, what am I searching for? And why am I searching for it? I don't know if I told you about a friend of mine who she was married 3 times and she had children fr one child from is it one child from each? I think. And, that's not an important part of the story, but she, um she kept looking for a partner that would help her raise her children with her. She wanted someone that would be a partner, and she had 3 children, she always ended up with a 4th because she thought, "I need them," and I'm like, but they were like, but by the time, as time went on and I was giving her readings, I was like, "But aren't they like 15, 17, and 19?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "So you've already done it yourself?" And she was like, "Yeah." And but in our minds, we have this, supposed to I'm supposed to have this, and but they always ended up, you know, being a 4th child to take care of, and I'm like, "Yeah," when what we so much of what we looking for on the inside, "Oh, here they come, another child." So it was it's a very eye-opening thing to just to realize that, crazy. But it's amazing. We get caught up in our cycles and we've been taught all our life until there's something that makes us go bing and then it just clicks, right? And sometimes we know things up here, but when they eventually seep into our heart, that's when the light bulb goes off and we're like, oh my God, I've been doing this for how many years? I don't need to do this anymore. And I like it. with the 5 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles, it just kind of feels like, it's a time for alone time with, here's our human self and our higher self. I don't feel like they'll reach out anymore, and it is for you. I mean, I just feel like they got their stuff to do. And and they had just responded to what you had sent them last Saturday. Is that what this was? Because it just feels like they're, yeah, I mean, even when I split the deck, they've got the Justice card and the 8 of Swords. They're really looking at their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and I just feel like they're really turned inward there. I don't it doesn't have to be done. If you don't do anything and because we've had the Knight of Cups earlier approaching the Queen of Cups. If you let them approach you, which this doesn't feel like an approach, this feels like a response, right? So you're like, "You know what? I'm just gonna let it be, and if they approach me, then I'll allow them audience, like a queen. I'll allow them audience in front of me. What do you have to say?" You know? And then you can decide if the relationship is done or not. Um, because, there's 2 people in a relationship and you're both, have you've given action and now you're like, all right, I want to if I feel like you're wanting to see if they are wanting this relationship, and then if they show you that they do by the knight approaching the queen, then we'll have that, right? And then you'll see how you feel, you'll see the approach. But if you're like, it's like, how you see in movies where they bring the royalty, all these gifts, and they're like, "Wow, thank you. All right," but this is like them bringing, "I brought you some chicken eggs," and you're just like, "I've got a whole hen house. What is this?" It's like, "All right, you're not wanting to invest in this relationship right now, so I will end it." But I feel like it's gonna be up to you whether you end it or not. Um, I feel like they will eventually bring forth something, but you're gonna determine if it's enough or not. What you're willing to do, right? It comes back to that, like we were talking about. If this is as good as it gets, am I okay with this, or attracted to someone I think I can change them into. I can fix them. I can make them this. I know they have it in them, but the whole problem with that is we might be willing, but they may not. I'm going to get them to there. They're like, no, you're not. No, you're my project. I'm going to bring you to there. And it's going to be like trying to give a cat a bath. Good luck, you know. So if you're okay with who they are now and their reactions and lack of reactions, their silence, their rubber band of coming and going, you know, you get to choose that, you know. So it's like, okay, you know, is this enough? And I feel like right now it's about turning all that attention inward to yourself to see why do I want what I want? And is it what I want? And then you're learning through it, right? And then you can decide, you know, is it worth it to go forward in this one? See what happens, or am I just done? You know, and you get to decide. I like that because the queen is in the throne. The knight, you didn't get the queen and king of cups, you got the queen and the knight of cups. The knight serves the queen, you know, and the king is the equal of the queen. But you know, it's a position of waiting for them to come. So yeah, yep. Like most humans. Yeah, yeah. So you get to choose for you, and that's the wonderful thing is when we stop trying and just allow things to be. Sometimes friendship can be there or whatever, but you don't have to put into it. It's not like you have to invest so much energy in it, right? So I like that you're in the queen's throne. All right. So I think that's what you need right now, Brenda. So thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate you. Absolutely. And hang in there. I know. All right. So many blessings. Go have your hot dog. Go have some dinner or lunch or wherever you're at in the world. All right. And then Olivia, thank you so much. A trip to the beach. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. So, all right. So, Olivia, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like. Minnie Hill, no free readings yet. I'm still working down just a couple more donations. So, not yet. All right. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well, Olivia. So, a read on WD. All right. External circumstances caused distance. All right. Yeah, let's take a look here. Please be nosy. All right. Let's dig. Let's dive. Let's dive in. So what was his name? The painter who goes, all right, let's dive in. Let's take a look here. So so first we'll look at, does he miss your company or your companionship? All right. And will he take action to reconnect? Okay. And then what else? Okay. Whoa, right. Put those over there. And those over there. Okay. Well, it's interesting that the energy on the bottom of the deck, you know, we have the Two of Cups, which is an important relationship. You know, it's like they definitely feel this way. And the Star card is like a dream come true. So, you know, there is this, you know, uh, and it could even be below the surface for all they know. It feels like they're like, wow, you know, it's such an important relationship, and they do see you as someone that's like, wow, you know. So I like that energy. There's a lot of more cards here. That's just the bottom of the deck. So just know that they did, you know, you were like this bright star in a dark night for them, and you know, in an important relationship with the two of cups, right? We'll take a look here. I don't know why. That's like, so, this is not to minimize who you are at all. Spirit's going, your spirit guides are going, you are a dream come true. Just keep in mind for them that the bar, the bar isn't very high because they've had such a what a life they've had. But you are way up here anyway. Like if expectations were, you'd still be like a dream come true. Just know that it's like, wow, what a dream come true it felt. In fact, there might even be some of this overwhelmedness with them. It's like you just are, you check all the boxes. It's they have this attitude of like, is there anything you can't do? And so I like that. I like that for you. Let's see what else comes in here. Yeah. So is it, so this looks like you said there was circumstances that caused distance. Is that work related? I just feel like there's, a suddenness with them being taken away to something, school or work, but you know, it's like there's this is the fear they have. What if you find something that you can't live without and then you have to live without them? Oh, oh, no. And I feel like, I don't know if they lost a parent or a close grandparent when they were very young. That really, it really significantly um impacted them here. So that's where this fear of losing someone who was like your world, you know, it's like a grandparent, a grandfather, grandmother, or even a mom or dad, where it was like they were like best friends when they were like young, like 7 years old and younger. And then they passed away suddenly. It was like unexpected. And that's why they have this underlying fear of, what if something happens, right? So they've got that there. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So, and like my little buddy, kind of stuff, and so they have that. And here they do, they see you as the Queen of Wands here, this very intuitive, mysterious, intriguing queen. And so they see you as that, and we see that there. Yeah, and they have the Page of Cups. So they do here definitely want this, this was all about, does he miss the companionship and will he take action to reconnect? I feel like he will with the Page of Cups. It's like they oh yeah. Because this was actually the question, does he miss your companionship? And um, this is like all these fears are manifesting. I got pulled away from this, and but I love this that even she's looking over here. It's almost like a picture, right? Let me see here. Let me see if I can do this better. Here we go. We'll do it this way. They're offering their love. The page is offering the love to the queen, and she's even looking over there going, and even the cat is going, fish. No, I'm just kidding. But there's like this, desire there, for sure. Let's see what else we got here. So this is where we were digging and getting nosy. Let's see what we got here. What are these over here? All right. Yeah, yeah, that makes total sense. So, the first card that came out among the digging deeper, of course, there's a lot of energetic and physical attraction with the Eight of Wands. So there definitely is that draw and that passion there. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles. So the mother nature, mother nurture, sensuality, the all the queens have a helping of cups too. So there is emotion behind there. And then also there's this feeling of safety that they had around you. Just very nurturing energy that was, that they felt from you here, and they like that energy there. So, it feels very good there. Um, Also the 3 of Pentacles. Part of this loving and support and stuff that they feel from you, you really allow them to be true to their authentic selves, and it's like they could be themselves, and no matter how weird or whatever they were, you were, like, totally, like, giggling and goofing or whatever too. You're just, like, so welcoming, like, very non-judgmental, and I feel like that's this safety that they felt, with you too. And, the 5 of Pentacles, this is their feelings of lack and feelings of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold. So this is that, back to that parental, thing that they experienced before, that it's such a it's been such a big part of their life. It's like, I have friends who, lost their husbands, and, decades for decades, when Spirit would ask them, "How do you introduce yourself to people?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" Like, you're on a plane and people are like, "Hi, how are you?" "Good, where you headed? Da, da, da." Well, tell me about you." "Well, I'm a widow." Is that one of the first things out of your mouth? It is. And I'm like, you're defining yourself by your loss, right? And it's hard to do. We're taught that, right? This is who I am. And then, all right, and I'm a mother of 3 children, and, but I go, this, it's like you're defining yourself by those things rather than the different. And I feel like that's what they've been doing, is, defining themselves by their loss for a long time. One, it got them attention when they were a young child, when I feel like their mom might have been a little negligent, not negligent, but they neglected him because they were going through their own pain. And so they were, when so many people were giving him so much the love that he was trying to replace from his father, is like, oh, I can get attention from this. It brings this, right? So I feel like they will work through that. Um Now, the coming back together, it's going to take a little bit of time, because got the Temperance card and the 7 of Pentacles. So, 2 patience. Last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, the going back and forth and things. And we have the 3 of Wands here. So there is a change of direction that eventually happens. It just takes time for the course correction to happen. So, um, but I feel like there will be reconnection eventually, um, in person. But I feel like, I don't know, I'm gonna pull some more cards here. Gonna dig a little deeper here just to see, will there be communication via distance? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Swords, so that's is communication, and could be written communication, texting, emails, that type of thing. Um, I just feel like they have to get over this. We've got the 9 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and then the heartbreak disappointment card. This is the barrier, and it's like there's been this distancing. Well, let me see if I can. There we go. That world has gone topsy turvy. But the 9 of Pentacles is the Hermit card with spirit, and the 9 of Wands is also, becoming aware of our power. But I feel like that they were drawn away into solitude in a way for them to face these things. And it's good. Absence always makes the heart grow fonder, right? Damn it. But I do feel like they were, they're in their classroom to help them release that stuff, so that They don't bring it all into a deeper relationship with you. Let's take a look here. I feel like I want to switch up decks here to this Lost Soul Tarot. Let's find out about the lost soul. So when will he eventually take sincere action, and what will that look like? Okay. And it's up to them. The Eight of Cups is about leaving behind emotions that don't serve them so that they can move forward, leaving behind relationships that don't serve them too. So I feel like sincere actions is when he leaves behind those relationships of family and work, whatever it's taken him. I feel like that they'll be coming back, but they'll leave behind those other things. Wow, I love it. So, what it looks like: Six of Pentacles, equal giving and receiving to each other. Page of Pentacles, it's a heightened interaction, a heightened abundance coming in with the Page of Pentacles. And then I love, excuse me, the King of Cups. Because the King of Cups, for me, when I'm asking about relationships, because the King of Cups is a balance between the head and the heart, it's one of my cards of, like you even mentioned it, compatibility. It's just like it's such a you know, fingers and gloves. It's just a perfect fit. It just is like it's like it just bonds so well. It just fits so well. And it is that. It is this energy of such a beautiful fit, is what I'd call it. So I like it. It's just timing. And when we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Temperance card, it's like it's a matter of what both of you do on both sides, right? So when things slow down, it's giving us the opportunity and them the opportunity to get rid of the thoughts and beliefs that don't serve them, the emotions that don't serve them, so they can raise their love vibration, and that you can raise your love vibration by doing the same thing. And then that means we don't do what we've done before and get what we've gotten before. We're changing the vibration of the relationship. And so it's worth the wait. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on my own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are limiting, blinding, bounding, trapping, make me feel less than, and then the emotions as well. And it's like this cleansing. We clear out our mentalities, our stories, we clean out our emotions, our energy, even our physical world. We invest our time and energy in that, and that raises our love vibration. Lower vibration slows things down. Higher vibration speeds things up. So the more I raise my love vibration, the faster we can draw things together. But it does take both of you doing that. But if you're doing it, it still speeds up the time. But if they do it too, then it speeds it up even more. So hopefully that helps. All right, Olivia, thank you again for your donation. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right, and then Infinity is one. Hello, hello. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that some love and a like there. All right. And so what's the energy around you returning to Sport Club? All right. Let's take a look here. You are very welcome. I love it. All right. So Infinity, going to the Sport Club. What's the energy right now around returning to the Sport Club? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. All right. Wow. So see what we got here. Wow, a lot of fire. So, what's the energy? A lot of energy. So you have the 7 of wands, which is all about, you know, being a bright light and shining bright, not dimming your light for anyone, not asking permission to shine, not worrying about defending yourself. It's all about just being you and shining, and I'm gonna go do my stuff, right? And I like that. It's very powerful energy. You also have the 2 of wands, which is whatever you choose, with your energy is what can change, and even you even have the 3 of wands, which can change the direction of things and energy. So if I have anxiety about going back, then I'm going to have anxious energies that I attract, lower vibrational, right? Like attracts like. But if I have higher vibration, then I attract higher vibrational experiences. And so you can turn it around here. And I like this. It feels like a nudge of yes, 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 because you've got community here. And I feel like that's a part of your community that you miss, and they miss you. And I feel like it's important for you to return to that because I do feel like you do have an impact on others. You have a lot of important relationships that are there with the Lover's card. But coming back, like the Two of Wands, this is the power of emotional choice. So you get to choose how you feel through it all, and everyone else gets to choose how they feel too. So there's like this release that it's like, you know what? Whatever happened, we just let it go, right? And I like the bottom of the deck that you do have the King of Cups who balances head and heart. So it's a balanced approach that you come in, and you do have the Chariot on the bottom too, power of choice, which I already saw that in here with the Two of Wands, the two of, that's emotional choice, energetic choice. Well, the Chariot card just says, yeah, and in addition to that, those two also add on your mental choice and your physical choices. You get to choose, 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 and it feels very supported. A lot of energy around it because you even have the 8 of Wands, which is a lot of energy that comes in with that. And dreams come true. This balancedness of the 7 chakras, but it is this water bearer Aquarian energy of serving your community too. So I feel like, there's a lot that you bring to this, sport club community. And it feels very supported here. Ultimately, you also have the high priest. Just trust your gut, trust your intuition. Um, but I feel like it's so much about choice, choice, choice with you returning, and that it's a great place for you to, um, I guess, reflect how you have changed on the inside. You're not who you were before. I feel like you'll hear that a lot. Like, what have you done? You seem different. You look different, and you haven't done anything. You don't look different, but you are perceived differently. Your energy is different, and it's going to bring different things. Especially the more you choose your energy differently, you choose your emotion differently, and your physical actions differently, your stories in your head differently, because it all portrays a different type of energy there. So I feel like it's very, very positive with all that. So that's what they have for you, Infinity. So thank you for your donation. I really appreciate that. All right. All right. And then I did just get through the Z Venmo. Thank you, Queen, for your donation. And for the rose, hey, hey. And let me see here. Have you already put a question out here? If you haven't, as soon as you pop your question down, I will prioritize that. Hey. Let me see here. So we've got one, two, three, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, yeah, so we still have several free ones. All right. So, what we see for Messiah and you, just an update. Anything that Spirit say? All right, absolutely. Thank you for your donation. So let's take a look and see what we have here. You're very welcome, Infinity. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see what we got here, Queen. So for Messiah in you, what does Spirit want you to know? All right. Okay. So that in the hidden, we will keep those. What else? All right. So the underlying energies on the bottom of the deck here. So you got the Seven of Pentacles, which is of course, the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. But lo and behold, there's someone holding some fruit. So I like that. I feel like, you've been waiting, we've had this patience, but we're seeing some fruit. It's like, alas, the fruit tree is bearing fruit, it feels like. Let's see, that's the underlying energy. So let's see what else is coming in here. All right. So we've got the Two of Swords that comes up first, and there is this crossroads. The It's like there's choices between the head and choices with the heart, and it's like the the heart has been wanting a seat at the table for making decisions for a long time between the two of you. And I feel like the heart finally has a 50% stockholder in the company where now they have a seat at the table where the 50% mind, 50% heart. So, and I feel like this is more on Messiah's side. And you're like, yes. And then the next two cards, you got one card on top, and there was a card underneath, which is the hidden thing that's being revealed. Okay, yeah. And then you have two cards like that with a hidden card to be revealed. So the top card, oh, look, ba-da-da-da, 10 of Cups, da-da-da-da. And what's the hidden thing to be revealed? Oh, all right. You got the Page of Wands. And so you've got the Page of Pentacles as your main energy. But so this is that, you know, there's the 10 of Cups is what is being seen and revealed. And then this heightened passion is what's below the surface that's making its way to the surface as well. So there is this action that's being ignited below the surface because of the amount of joy and fulfillment of the emotional side. So it's very I don't know, it's like this like spirit wants you just to be clear on the close relationship that emotion and passion has together and how they work off one another. Because sometimes, of course, we can be like, all you want is to touch me, and not, I want love too, but there's like this ebb and flow between passion and emotion, right? And so they want you to know that. That's interesting. That's what these other cards are. All right. All right. Yep. And so we've got The top card was joy, celebration, and we like that. And below the surface is the three of swords, which is, another three, but it's this fear of disappointment, this fear of, um, failure and heartbreak, right? And so, part of what they're wanting to know to that also there's this um, close relationship between um, having something that we are like joyful about in because what goes up must come down kind of energy around it. But it's like when you don't let it define you, then we're able to flow and we're able to go with the flow. And so there is this kind of energy that's all here is gratitude and appreciation for things in the moment for what they are, not getting attached to like this has to be the way it always is. Celebrating and being joyful around when we have these amazing things and just understanding that life is this ebb and flow and up and down and it's okay, it's have gratitude for the ups and the downs and everything that comes with it, because we can't live at a 10 of cups pace 24/7. One, we get bored and what is it called when we take it for granted. We become complacent and stagnant in it, and sometimes it's when we don't have something that we appreciate something that we do have, right? If that makes sense. I don't feel like there's like these breakups and all that kind of stuff. I don't mean anything like that. It just means that it's not always all, you know, roses or whatever they are say it, right? It's not always a bed of roses. Yeah, because there is some shaking, some rattling that happens, and this is the culprits of so much of our the downturns and things, right? Because the devil card is Saturn energy, Capricorn energy, where it's, we really look at, our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets, all of these supposed to's and expectations, because expectations equal disappointment. And which is what that is the disappointment card, right? It's like, um, when we expect something, disappointment. When I have no expectations, I live a life of abundance. It's funny how it works because, if this is what someone's giving, if I have this many expectations, I live a life of lack. If I have zero expectations, I live this life of abundance. And this is the lack card, the 5 of pentacles. The feelings of being abandoned, left behind, left out in the cold, lack, right? And and all that happens and it is created within us when we're children, right? Just tell him mirror. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what it comes down to, this is the culprit of so much of our, um, struggles and conflicts with other people is when we have expectations that we've grown up with. Supposed tos, shoulds, need tos, have tos, musts. When we focus on the lack, then, who wants to hear every day, you know, how you're not, queen, you're not living up, you're not being who I want you to be. you know, struggle. Ugh. Where do I bury the body? But when we instead can turn it around to where we focus on the gratitude around things and we question our supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts and go, oh, these are opinions I was given. But when we switch around and we start just a daily, can you imagine the relationship you'd have with each other if every day you just were like, "You know what? Sincerely, something I'm grateful for about you is you never give up on your friends, and not just make it a general statement. You know, some people like, because you're great. That's, you need to be more specific, sincere, but even more specific with giving an example, right? Like, you don't give up on your friends. Like when so and so, they always, they don't really give a whole lot back to you, but you are always there for them. And I love that about you. And they're like, what? you know, and then the next day, um, saying, something that I love about you is how you treat your mom. You always pick up the phone, you always call her back, you are so loving toward her, and I know it means the world to her, and I love that about you. And then they're just like, "What?" And when we focus on gratitude for someone and who someone is, it does bring us this, beautiful. They want to do more of that, and just naturally the energy, but our energy of gratitude brings in more of that anyway. And and then it's such a positive, healthy relationship because we're not nitpicking and thinking people are falling short. We just kind of take away as many expectations as we can around it, and yeah, and deepening that love. Exactly. Exactly. It's amazing, Can you imagine if that was just once a day, just a gratitude, not out of expectation and making it work, but just you know, out of all the things, let's see, what am I grateful for them? I love this and this and this and this. All right, which one am I going to tell them about today? And I'm like, I'm telling you this, and they're like, why are you telling me all this? And you're like, you know what? I'm just, um, I just want to share this because it's what I feel. And rather than focus on, all these expectations, blah, 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 that aren't even these are things that were put in my head growing up. And so I asked my heart, what do you want? And they're like, I want that. And look what they're giving me. And I want that. Look what they're giving me, and it's gratitude for those things. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. And I know in the beginning they may not do it back and they're like, "Are you doing this just because you want a compliment back?" No, no, I just want to share this with you. I don't care if you do it or not. Um, and if they're like, "Well, I wanna do it," and you're like, "Well, fine, then you can. I'll let you." You know? And it's beautiful. Right, and that's what they have for you. So hopefully that, helps there, and again, thank you so much for your donation, and, hang in there. All right, I'm only gonna be on for about 8 more minutes, and so I know I have a ton of free readings. I haven't got to any up to this point, but I will come back on. I'm gonna go spend some time with my Praying Mantis members, and then I'm gonna eat, a dinner, and then I'll be back on, and I'll finish out all the free readings, this evening. So it'll just be a couple hours before I come back on, but I might be able to get to maybe a few here. So let's take a look here. So, Day Sturgis, you were the first free reading, so we will take care of you here. General reading. So let's see. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Zip. Here we go. Oh no. Let's put this card back in. Oh no. There's devastation. I'm just kidding. Did you get something like this earlier? But the Three of Swords, is a great card talking to us about the the lie that we can be heartbroken. Bear with me. Because we do come down here to experience what it might feel like to feel heartbroken, but our heart is so powerful and so strong, our real heart, that nothing can destroy it. It's made of unconditional love. It's the most powerful energy. So it can't be, hurt or destroyed or cracked or even a little skiff of a mark on it or anything. But, we do come down here to experience what it might feel like so we can contrast and understand the powerfulness of our heart by experience what it might feel like if we had a little weak heart, right? But with the prick that we have, those 3 swords stuck in, the prick that we feel in our heart from pain and heartache is actually fear igniting in the human body. Like when someone scares you and startles us and, like, we feel like it's because our body's going into fight or flight mode. I'm about to either run like crazy or attack you, and then it's my body going into that mode. But the difference is that when we see that, "Oh, it was just my brother jumping out and scaring me," okay, it stops. The heart doesn't ache. It's like, okay, we take some deep breaths, the heart stops beating out of our chest, and then we return back to non-fear mode, right? But emotional monsters, emotional scares are different because the emotional scare is an emotional belief. And when someone does something that activates our emotional scare, it's not resolved unless we sit there and resolve and transform that belief in our head and in our heart, then the pain goes away. But we usually don't. We're usually like, they left me or they cheated on me. They hate me. I'm unlovable. And woo, here comes that fear. I'm never going to find love again. And blah, all that stuff that comes along with that. And it loops until we get distracted by something, and then suddenly the pain stops for a little bit until I remember I'm unlovable, woot, woot, and then it goes and goes until we go to sleep, and then we go to sleep, and then we wake up and then oh, that's right, I'm alone. Root, root. Here comes the fear again, right? This, emotional fear, the emotional scare. And eventually if we contemplate and look into those triggers, then the pain goes away. But the heartache is a looping uh, emotional scare that keeps going. So I like it because it allows us to see the energy and understand this energy of, that we can't be heartbroken. It's a lie that we're told, but for the experience here. And once we experience it, we can transform that too. Right? So that's what they have for you. All right. I do have one more donation. So we will do this here. So, Infinity, thank you so much for your additional donation. Let's give that a love and a like. And for everyone else, for the free readings in a moment here, as soon as I finish up with Infinity's last donation here, I'm going to take screenshots. I'm going to go spend about an hour with my praying mantis members and then eat. So I'll be back on in about 2 hours to finish out all the free readings. And then I will be back tomorrow morning, Sunday morning at 11 a.m., both days, and then tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time as well. All right. So, Infinity, you want to know what's the energy of you returning? Let's see, what's the energy of my returning specifically? RM. All right. All right. Well, it feels like the bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from emotions and everything that don't serve you to the wishes come true. So it definitely has this specifically around RM. Is that like a person's name? A spirit knows. It feels like a wish come true, a dream come true. It feels like a brand new start with the Fool card here. Something free of a lot of expectations and rules, because we've got both the King of Swords and the Page of Swords, which is this energy of, seeing things from a different perspective, cutting away the fears, which that's what the full card is. It's letting go of old cycles, beginning of a new adventure, like a child that's looking at things with a world of possibilities. Everything can unfold, everything can be beautiful. It's like a little child. Haven't been told, no, no, that's not right. You can't do this. That's not possible. Blah, blah, blah. It's just like hope and, like, wow, I just feel like like a little puppy that's led out into a field and it can just run. It's like, oh, I'm free. It's a freedom feeling that comes in here. A lot of passion, a lot of fast movement under the bottom of the deck too here. So I do feel like there's like again, you already had tons of energy that came in with that other card, right? I mean the other reading. So it definitely feels like very positive and very bright, with these cards coming in here. Wishes come true and brand new start, brand new adventure, brand new journey. And you know, a lot of fears being relieved and cut away. And I like this you know, stay out of your head. So I like it. It seems very positive. Hopefully that does that make more sense? Is that what you were looking for? Okay, very good. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, and even on the bottom of the deck, you've got a lot of the clearing away of all the thoughts and the beliefs and, leaving all that old stuff behind, starting fresh. So, okay, very good. All right. And Sun and Moon, thank you for your donation. And Affinity, thank you for your multiple donations. I really appreciate those. Right, let's give that some love and a like there, Sun and Moon. We can squeeze you in here. I'll be heading off in about 4 minutes, though. So let's see here. Love reading. All right. Quality relationship. Let's take a look. Yeah, good to see you too. All right, Sun and Moon. Let's try this again. Shuffle those up. So, what about love? What about love? All right. All right. All right. So, I see here. I mean, the bottom of the deck, you've got the Two of Wands that's coming in here, and so the Two of Wands is, the power of energetic choice. Whatever I focus on is what I grow and what I drive. Draw in, right? And so if I'm focusing on what I'm missing or what I'm wanting or what I'm fearing, then especially the missing and wanting, if I'm missing a relationship or wanting a relationship, I'm focusing on those. I'm telling the universe I like wanting, I like missing, not getting, but I like looping around wanting, 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 missing, 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 missing. And so when it comes to love here, it's like this barrier that you're trying to get past, here regarding love. Uh, if you start making like a little gratitude list of all the relationships you had, it doesn't have to be romantic, but if it's the romantic, that helps if that's what you're looking for. You start off with those, just everything you loved about your relationships, what you loved about the people, what you loved about the relationship itself, you loved about yourself in the relationships. And you write those, you focus on the higher vibrational energies of those things, and you just have this essence of that. And that's what brings in love faster to us. If we're focusing on the other, then that pushes love away, going, "Oh, no, 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 they like wanting. Let's play keep away." It's like, "No." So, I like that there for you. Um, be true to your authentic self, a big thing for love is not making finding love our hobby or, our passion, but living our passion, so doing things we love. When you go out and you pursue that, right? Yeah, very good. Perfect, yeah. So keep doing that, keep focusing on that, and do the things you love. So, like, if you love painting or gardening, or something where you get in where you can do stuff with where there's other people around. When you live your passion and you go do that, then you're going to meet someone who also has that passion, and then passion sparks between the two of you. Um, because you do have here, the Page of Cups and the Ace of Swords coming in here. So we've got this energy here of, seeing things from a different perspective. And this does say that there is new communication and new, the Page of Cups is new love that's coming in. Someone you haven't known before, and it is sudden. It strikes like lightning, which is a good card in this case, where it is pursuing and doing what you love. This is where you're going to meet the love of your life. And the more like you continue to focus on the gratitude and looking at that beautiful energy, then the more it expands and, comes in, right? So I do love that for you there. And the thing about the energy too, the more we raise our love vibration, the faster, things come to us too. Otherwise, lower vibrations what slows and drags everything down. So I like that for you. So hopefully that helps there. Yeah, even just, it comes out of nowhere. Yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing is like you start experiencing things by yourself, and that's where you meet them. It comes suddenly. So if you like painting, if you like doing pottery, if you love doing different things, then, yeah, so it will, that's how it happens. And so it's going to do something you love, and then you, like you said, you want to, have someone to experience things with. Well, you go experience things by yourself, you meet someone who's experiencing those same things, and like, hey, blah blah blah. And you start up a conversation and sparks happen, and then, would you want to go do that? Yeah, let's go do that. So we do that. um I don't have that here yet. I'll tell you what, Sun and Moon, I'm like a minute late going over to my other channel, my other session. So I will come back on, and Moonlight, I see your donation too. But I'm gonna go spend time with my praying mantis as I mentioned. So sorry that I'm not able to finish it right this second, but I will be back, and and um and I will come back, and the donation ones I will complete first, and then I'll do the other ones as well. So yeah, so we'll I want to give it more attention instead of rush. So I'll come back and I'll finish those up here. Let me just grab some screenshots here. And when I come back, I will complete them in the order, as I just mentioned, but in the order of these. So thank you guys for your patience and me coming back. But I do want to make sure we complete those out too. Okay, so we did all those, we did all those, we did all those. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay, we did those. Did those. All right. So to here. All right. All right. Any insight on who they are and all that? Yeah. So we'll definitely do those. And Mars. Yeah. I saw in the earlier session you said something about question is on donation or something, but I didn't see any donation anywhere. So I didn't know what question you had. So thank you for putting that there, and then I will complete yours here when I return later. So thank you guys so much, and just real quick, while you guys are waiting, if you want to check out something for some more information, I do have a podcast out there. It's a free podcast from chaos to cozy. This last this last episode was about drama in words, so it helps us on our path there. And then also, I have a new series, like a new kind of a series of videos that I'll be putting out going forward called Astrological Zenergy, talk about astrology and energies. And so here's the first one that talked about retrogrades in general, but zeroed in also on Mercury and Saturn retrogrades, Mercury that we're in right now, and Saturn pre-shadow that we're in. And then also eclipse. We had an eclipse on Monday, but we're still going to be impacted for 4 to 6 weeks. So you can check out that to see how you can make the most of the eclipse energy. And then also, I put out a video for Taurus season, which starts next week. But there's a pick a card for everyone and a 3-month forecast for Taurus sun babies. So happy birthday, Taurus sun babies. All right, so that's it. I'm going to head off here. Oh my God, I'm 5 minutes late. I'm in trouble. Uh, so thank you guys again so much for your patience, your love, your support, all the thumbs up. Much love to you guys. Remember, every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, enjoy the rest of your day and night, and we'll see you soon. Much love.